Part 1, Midnight to 102. Buckle up, guys. We're dropped straight into the privilege of Ken's circus, and the host is narrating it like a roast session. Lon Coloma gets mock-crowned as the new sheriff, but it's less law enforcement and more meme material. The humor is sharp, but you can sense a build-up to something bigger. There's no hesitation in making it clear, this is a satire playground. The sarcasm sets the tone and instantly hooks you. The characters feel exaggerated, yet entirely real at the same time. You're watching a blend of parody and documentary all rolled into one. It's the kind of intro that makes you lean in because you know chaos is coming. The tension simmers under the comedy, and the curtain's just lifting.
Okay, and you are not a process server, correct? No. Okay. And are both copies or?
I would like to stamp both copies, yes.
She's here, keep one, stamp it, we have one stamped and we'll retain it, please. Thank you.
Okay,
Get a conformed copy, they're both the same.
No, they're separate documents.
But they're both the same, they're separate?
Separate documents. We have copies of the originals, so we're just giving you copies for your...
Okay, so if I make a copy of the first page and stamp it, will that be okay?
That'd be great. And on both documents.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So we have evidence of service. So notice to principals, notice to agent. Notice to agent is notice to principal.
Oh, you can't talk about it.
You know you're personally liable.
You gotta go to Switzerland.
You'll be served next week or next time.
Once you guys are served and you have to be put on notice of what's going on, then you need to make a hard decision.
You have to make the hard decision.
You know, my dad was a deputy sheriff, and it ruined our family. The police academy is a 6-month training program. It's an MK Ultra extension program, and you guys are taught to not ask questions and to just follow orders, and that's not okay. We can't have that kind of world anymore. So
you have guns turned on its own people.
Constitution. Yeah, it just got served. What's the next step?
So we just served those papers. What was the next step here?
Yeah, so that's one of 3. So step 1 is notifying them of their personal liability, and every single person in this room is personally liable because they are currently protecting a foreign insurgency. You guys might not realize this, but this is a foreign invasion. This is treason, okay? Whoever is paying your paycheck right now is a foreign corporation. They are not our government. They're masquerading as government. So every single person here will be served in the next meeting, okay? I want you guys to know this because I don't want anyone to get in trouble. I don't want anyone to end up in...
Just as you're getting comfortable in the absurdity, we detour into a MyHeritage sponsor spot. The host casually shares personal discoveries that actually feel wholesome, almost breaking the satirical spell. It's a calm before the storm, a momentary pause where you drop your guard. The tone softens, stories get personal, and the pace slows. But that's exactly why it works. It's the setup for the punchline waiting to land. Then, without warning, the sovereign citizen Turing test joke hits, questioning if they can even count to 10. The sarcasm spikes, reminding you this isn't a feel-good story. It's a masterful bait and switch in tone. By the end of this minute, you know the gloves are coming off.
Are they also working for a corporation?
They're all working for a corporation. Every person here who has guns pointed against we the people is an act of foreign insurrection. Because none of these people have ever signed an oath of office to us. They are not legitimate. And if you guys want to look at the paper we sent here today, we went ahead and we did a forensics report on all the people that are currently signing oaths of office. They've never signed an oath of office to us. They've signed an oath of office to a foreign corporation. Okay, so this is an act of war. We have people coming over our borders. We are not safe here. They are not putting out a public broadcast to notify everyone of the dangers of the vaccines. We have informed them of all this information now, so now they can write their action. We're walking in sacred honor.
Yes. Yes, because that's very important. Do you know why you take an oath of office?
Ma'am, we're not here to answer any questions. We're just here to preserve the peace.
Well,
We're putting you on notice.
You work for the sheriff's department, correct?
Yes.
Do you know what the position of sheriff is?
We know it well, ma'am.
Well, could you answer that question?
I'm not here to answer any questions, and neither are my deputies.
If you took an oath
We're here to preserve the peace, and that's it.
Right, okay. So if you took an oath of office, it's because you took that oath of office to a constitution. And the reason the constitution was put in place is to protect the people's rights, okay? That's a contract with the people, that you will protect the people from any foreign or domestic enemies, okay? That's why you took the oath of office, which is so critical. It's a sacred document which makes America a very special country. I come originally from a different country, okay? I experienced communism. And it's very important for you to know that when you take that oath of office, that I swear, right, who you are swearing to, that you are actually swearing to the people, not some politicians, okay, that are using you
Or the banks.
to actually
The banks.
violate the people's rights. So it's very important that you take it to your heart, because when you go back home, you want to protect America, correct? You don't want America to become another communist country. Venezuela, I come from Czechoslovakia. I can tell you all about communism, okay? So this is why the oath of office is so critical, that every day, every moment you take the uniform on, the badge, the gun, that you are protecting the people's rights.
people.
Okay? Not some statutes, codes created by a corporation. Okay? And this is something probably just mind-blowing to you. Probably never heard it before. But when you go home today, or when you go to your desk, please look up 28 USC. USC stands for United States Code, Section 3002, paragraph 15A. You know what that will tell you? Is that the United States is a federal corporation.
The paper-serving circus begins in earnest. Sovereigns march in with armfuls of documents, moving like they're on a royal procession. Their demand, stamps, signatures, and official acknowledgement of their self-proclaimed authority. They speak with the confidence of people who believe they're changing history. The accusations fly fast: treason, foreign insurgency, and personal liability threats. Each word is delivered like a courtroom mic drop. There's no hint of doubt, just total conviction in their fantasy legal world. It's both absurd and weirdly compelling to watch. You can't decide if you should laugh, cringe, or grab popcorn. By the end, the room's tension is thick.
You work for the United States, correct? Right? How can United States be a corporation? And then when you do further study, you will find out that this United States is located in District of Columbia through UCC Article 9307. Well, are we in District of Columbia right now?
No.
So,
For the record.
if we are not in District of Columbia, where are we? Well, I know that I am on the land of Arizona, right? Arizona State, a republic, the constitutional republic that was created for us, the people. So what is this United States business, this federal corporation located in District of Columbia? You know what it is? It's an overlay, okay? That's an overlay they've created. And they also mirrored the organic constitution into a corporate constitution, okay? And this is really rude awakening to realize that we've been invaded, meaning America has been invaded by foreign entities, to wake people up to realize that we all want to live in freedom. We want to have freedom to live, to take care of our families, and to exercise our God-given rights. We don't need another man to give us some permission to buy a land and to raise our children and create a happy life. That's what I came to America for, but it seems like it doesn't exist here anymore. And it's very important that you take it to your heart and really decide, who do you want to serve? Who are you serving? So when these politicians, who don't realize either, they've been also bamboozled and indoctrinated. Yeah, come here and serve, take the seat, okay? But it's a foreign corporation, and the law tells you, that's their own law they've created, because everything has to be done in transparency.
And they worship the devil, too, by the way. They worship the devil.
And so the way how you know is, I call when the COVID-19 came, it was actually a blessing, because it showed you. I don't know about you here and what kind of codes you were supposed to enforce, but have you ever been enforcing, the mask, that people have to wear a mask? I don't know if you had to wear a mask, that was showing to you that this is not right, okay? That another corporation, the CDC or the health organization can dictate what people do with their own bodies. So I hope that this is a little awakening, little education and that you really realize that, I either serve a corporation or I serve the people. And the people are your brothers and sisters. These people are same people like you. You just put on uniform, and so when you put on the uniform, it's an honor. It's a sacred honor to uphold the rights of the people, the Constitution, that are secured through the Constitution. So I just wanted to let you know what true sheriff does and who the sheriff really serves. So thank you.
There's something really important that Mickey's got to say, because you guys are going to be getting this document pretty soon. You're going to have to make a decision.
Well, unfortunately, we've done a forensics report, you guys, and the people that you're currently collecting a paycheck from, currently at this point in time, are asking you to commit acts of treason by protecting a foreign insurgency. So we're going to be serving each and every one of you with personal liability, very personal liable for our actions under the common law. So personally, you guys are each liable for probably around $200,000 to $500,000 per person that serves you a document. And we're just giving you an opportunity to cure, okay? So we'll give you an eight days to either basically resign and come work for us, come work for the de jure, because I have a feeling you probably signed an oath of office thinking you were signing an oath of office to the original republic for which our fathers stand, our forefathers stand. And one nation, under God, Constitution, we would love to have you come work for us.
Things escalate into full-blown conspiracy mode. Government guns turned on citizens, corporate coups in progress, and even talk of acts of war against the people. The rhetoric is heavy, layered with melodrama. The host cuts in with the perfect balance of sarcasm and logic, poking holes like a professional heckler. Their timing is razor-sharp, undercutting the grand speeches. But the sovereigns don't falter. They double down, bringing up oaths to foreign corporations as the ultimate betrayal. It's the kind of claim that sounds huge, until you fact-check it. The scene ends with that line hanging in the air, a cliffhanger for their next wild point.
The value of your gold and silver that you're
We can check the spot price right now online. It's very easy. It's in between $25 and $35 right now.
Real money.
Real money.
Real money.
That's what we deal in.
They call it a Hippocratic oath for a reason.
Go ahead.
Well, so what I think is important to note is that just about every county right now is trying to steal your land. Not just trying, and they usually do it through tacit, non-consensual agreements. So when you signed or you registered to vote here, when you signed a marriage certificate, when you signed your children into the hospital, when you signed their birth certificate, when you signed your driver's license, all of these things are scams to not only steal everything that you own, your entire estate, your children, and your land. Now, the way that they've actually stolen the land is quite fascinating. They just created an overlay of zip codes, then they claim them. But the thing about it is they can't claim your land. Land can only be passed from one sovereign to the next. It cannot be passed to a foreign corporation. So what they're doing is they're claiming your land because you haven't, and that way when you die, they can take it from your heirs. So that's why we need to get a little smarter about operating in the private, setting up our own private trust, and claiming our land. It's like far and away. All you need is a bunch of little, white flags and some posts so you can get your meets and bounds, and then you can claim your land, and therefore you can then pass it on to your heirs. So one of the things we're doing immediately for operational restoration is we're setting up a PMA, a social compact, wherein we're providing refuge for people that want to come back and get their land back from the county. We're talking 4.5 million people in Maricopa County, of which they have every single person, this right here, this Maricopa County Assessor's Office.
Which means no one's here working.
No one's even here working.
Today's
They've
March
already
13th.
stolen your land, and they're just banking on the fact that you're going to die and not
running around in the
So
crazy.
if I may, the way how it's done. So you have a land, you have a physical land that can be only described in physical meets and bounds. And when you go to purchase a property, let's actually wait for the gentleman to hear this too, because this is very important. I'm hoping that
all the security is now held. God forbid they have
They're so, hey. So when you go to purchase a property, you have a realtor, right? And they show you the actual land. They show you the front yard, they show you the backyard, they show you the house. You walk through the house, right? You love the barbecue and say, yeah, I want this house. Okay, then they shove you through this escrow process. And in that moment, what they've done, they taken the description of the land and they took you into a fiction. Okay, and the way how they do it, as Mickey was saying, through the assessor. So when our country was invaded, they created this federal territory overlay on top of the land. So the actual land is described in the metes and bounds, which is done through the surveyors, licensed surveyors map. So you have one map that's describing the actual land in the metes and bounds. It basically tells you from this pipe to this pipe, there is so much, feet, then you have to go at that degree to the next pipe, and that's how you describe the actual description. No, lawful description. There's a difference. That's a lawful description. The legal description is that when they take it at the end of escrow into the fiction, and that's the assessor's map. And they did it so they can assess the property taxes, because you cannot tax private land, but you can tax an estate, and that's how they do it. That they take the surveyor's map, they create another map through the assessor's office called the assessor's map. Yep. And now this land is no longer described in the physical metes and bounds, but it's described through a legal description, through a new map that was created
APN.
In order for them to take you in the, I call it the legal la la land, okay, into the fiction. And you think you are buying a property, but no, you are actually buying an interest on their parcel. And the way how you know is just read your deed. In your deed, it will tell you that you are a tenant. How can you own a property and be a tenant?
The oath of office takes center stage, elevated from a legal formality to a sacred covenant. They insist it's an unbreakable promise to protect citizens above all else. Any deviation, treason, betrayal, corruption. Their words drip with solemnity, as though they're delivering a sermon. The intensity is almost magnetic, pulling you into their worldview. The logic may be thin, but the passion is undeniable. It's not just a piece of paper. To them, it's the last shield against tyranny. You start to see this as the emotional backbone of their entire argument. And they're just getting warmed up.
And how come if you paid all your property, if you paid for the house that you own, how come, let's say you get a disease and something bad happens to you and you can no longer afford to pay the property taxes, that the county can come and steal your house that it's paid for? How is that done? This is how it's done.
It's all done for fraud.
And people don't even realize that actually they are not foreclosing on the actual land, but they are foreclosing on a fiction, on APN number, which doesn't exist. It only exists as a creation of the mind. Okay? So the solution is people need to wake up and they need to make claim to the land that's actually sitting abundant.
It's abundant.
It's abundant.
It's abundant. This is how you win every war, is the land. They knew that. They knew they had to con us out of our land and keep us poor, and keep us poor generation to generation to generation, so that they could basically just steal our country.
Enslave us. We're slaves.
We are slaves, and we are all slaves.
The word mortgage comes from the root word mort, which is mortician, and gauge, which is wish. So a mortgage is a 30-year sentence with interest.
It's a death pledge. It's a death pledge.
A
mortgage is a death pledge.
The personal backstory drops. Tales of communist Czechoslovakia, government overreach, and creeping oppression. It's a warning wrapped in nostalgia, designed to stir fear. They draw direct lines from past horrors to America's supposed present path. Even Venezuela gets a shout-out as a modern cautionary tale. The host listens with restrained amusement, letting the drama breathe before the next takedown. The sovereign's tone grows more defiant, framing themselves as whistleblowers on the brink of revelation. And then, just as the tension peaks, they tee up the infamous "the U.S. is a corporation" claim. The stage is set.
You trust to pay for it, so there's no proof that the bank even funded it in the first place.
And they didn't.
Because there's no money. There's no money. Money was taken away through the Emergency Banking Act in 1933. So if there is no money, they couldn't just take the money. They had to create a system. It's basically the credit system through the trust. You can only discharge, set off, or terminate the debt if you have no way to pay for anything. So what I like to really stress out to people is, if you look at all the foreclosures where people's lives were ruined, where families were ruined, you know, people committed suicide for nothing. Okay, for nothing, because they left a land that they settled on. This is the American dream, that you can own a land, you can you know, nurture the land, you can live from the land, and then you pass it to your heirs. Okay, this is the American dream that so many brave men put their life to, and we just gave it away. So this is really the call to people. You need to claim the land that you settled on. You are the settler.
Claimed mine.
Then you basically have to notice the county, hey, listen, I'm no longer participating in this federal territory overlay, and you know, I actually would like to invite you, come and locate the APN number, come and locate your number on my property, because I think it's trespassing on my property. And of course, they won't be able to, right? So we can return the APN number to them, right? And once you return the APN number, it's no longer on your property. And should the APN number come back to your property, well, now it's subjected to $5,000 per day per person trespass fee.
Now, what you guys don't know about Lenka is that she is a de jure sheriff. That she is a de jure sheriff of Southern California, and she's brave.
It means that basically, as I was explaining to the corporate sheriffs down the hall here, is that, you know, they work for a corporation. Okay? So when people unslave from the corporation and they claim their rights and who they are, we call it the corrective status, that you are one of the people, which is the authority. Well, then you can appoint and elect your own sheriffs of the people, right? So that's the de jure sheriff, of the people, for the people, by the people. And to me, it just happened because I guess when the scamdemic rolled in and moms and dads were being arrested for having to wear muzzles to feed their families, you know, no one was standing up for them. And so I was basically teaching people how to exercise your right, how to actually have your public servants to serve you, not the other way around. And so that's how I took the seat.
Can you imagine if every de jure sheriff acted the same? And how do you, have we the people?
Enter 28 USC 30002. Their supposed smoking gun that proves the US is a corporation. The delivery is smug, as if they've just cracked the Da Vinci Code. The host, however, wastes no time dismantling it, pointing out it's just debt collection law. It's a reality check with surgical precision. But the sovereigns? Unfazed. They pivot into a grand narrative about an organic constitution, replaced by a corporate imposter. It's less legal argument and more dramatic fiction. And they tell it like gospel.
People have to stop putting loyalty and or authority to anyone who hasn't signed an oath of office to us. When you sign an oath of office to us and you're working for us, it is night and day. It's night and day. And
I can actually show anyone my oath of office, you know, that's legitimate, and it's an honor to have it, and I'm just here to serve. I don't get paid. So this is all volunteering because I love freedom and I love America, and that's what I give.
Is that California?
We don't have freedom. We don't have
California Republic, that's correct. Yeah, California Republic, which once again, all these seats are sitting vacant, okay? And people just have to populate these offices, turn the light on, and start self-governing.
So let's simplify that. You have two governments. You have a de facto and a de jure. The de jure will never fail because it's set up by the forefathers, okay? De jure is a republic. It will never fail for lack of a trustee. We just have to seed it. Guys, stop watching the fake, phony, false, fake news, fake government, fake everything, and start watching the real stuff. This is the real news. This is what real de jure sheriffs do, okay?
Yes.
They work for us. On top of that, I have the land patent for almost all of Maricopa County, as in we pulled the patent, and now everyone can follow the process procedure to simply claim your land and pass it down to your heirs.
Yeah.
So this really is the start of a new. We're out with the old guard and in with the new.
Now, about time.
Yeah, thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much.
By the way, KPN, assessor's parcel number.
Assessor's parcel fiction, which is fiction.
It's not Chip's parcel number, it's not Lenka's parcel number, it's their parcel number.
So crazy. Empty.
I have my oath of office. I have my expired badge. I need to.
The plot thickens with talk of federal invasions into state sovereignty. Officers, they warn, must serve the people or join the ranks of tyrants. The Czechoslovakian speaker jumps back in, sounding the alarm about America's downfall. Then the tangents arrive. Devil worship gets a casual mention, followed by a COVID mask conspiracy curveball. It's a buffet of paranoia, served with absolute conviction. The host's sarcasm keeps the chaos grounded. By the end, you're both entertained and bewildered.
Yeah, it's my service.
Cool. I met you at I see you a couple times. I think the
It's so funny we accidentally came out on this floor. I know. It was such a great opportunity to see there's nobody in there. What is going on?
Yeah, now I've been
God bless.
Two elevators.
Can you guys go in another
Go
one?
in elevators so they don't get stuck this time. These guys want to go over their families.
We have too much weight. One more. One more.
We're just gonna do 2 elevators, one down, one story. Oh, really? See you guys down. We're down one more story.
Is it weight issue?
The ultimatum hits like a hammer. Resign now or face $500,000 in personal liability. They speak it like law carved in stone. The twist? They offer to pay officers in silver coins, like it's a revolutionary solution. The host pounces, comparing that fantasy to actual deputy salaries. The contrast is brutal and hilarious. But the sovereigns don't flinch. They're certain their real money offer is a game changer. The scene is equal parts comedy and confrontation.